Test, test. Testing, testing, Bulldog TV. Testing the audio for Bulldog TV. Check, check. Testing, testing. Testing the audio for Bulldog TV. Testing. Hello. Testing, testing. Testing. Testing the audio for Bulldog TV. Testing. Testing, testing. Okay. I'm going to mute now. Testing, testing, testing. Welcome to Bulldog TV, where tonight we bring you some non-conference wrestling action with the Clinton Maroons versus your undefeated Mahomet-Seymour Bulldogs. Hello, I am Nick Morphew, former Bulldog assistant coach and current youth club coach. As I mentioned, the Bulldogs are undefeated at 8-0. They won 4 straight dual meets at the Bloomington Super Duels this weekend to improve that mark. So they are looking good coming into this dual meet. This is the first home dual meet of the season versus Clinton. And Clinton has been a pretty strong program in recent years. They've actually knocked off the Bulldogs the past couple years. However, this Clinton team seems to be a little undermanned. They are giving up as many as 5 forfeits, so they have really dug themselves a hole against this Bulldog team. Before we get to our probable Bulldog starting lineup, I'd like to take a moment to thank our Bulldog athletic sponsors. They are Subway of Mahomet, Busey Bank, Jackson Construction and Restoration, Express Employment Professionals, D1 Networks, Christie Clinic, McDonald's of Mahomet, First State Bank of Forest, Classic Plumbing Systems, and Bill Smith Auto. So the Bulldogs tonight have a pretty strong team, a pretty balanced team between experience and newcomers. They have a lot of potential in this lineup. The Bulldogs will probably line up like this. At 106 will be junior Peyton Ragona. At 113 will be junior Adam Pilashevsky. At 120 will be sophomore Caden Grove. At 126 will be freshman Theo Ratliff. At 132 will be junior Caleb Dowers. At 138 will be sophomore Logan Petro. 145 will be senior and captain Chance Decker. 152 will be junior Peyton Myers. At 160 will be junior Gage Granadino. Junior Hayden Nelson will wrestle at 170. Freshman Colton Crowley will wrestle at 182. At 195, Mateo Casillas, a freshman, will take the mat for the Bulldogs. 220 will be senior captain Daniel Renshaw, and 285, senior captain Seth Buchanan. So the Bulldogs have that balance in terms of upperclassmen and underclassmen in their lineup. I think that the class that's going to most determine the success for the Bulldogs is the junior class. Many of them have varsity experience and have experienced success, but it's their chance to take that next step to really cement the Bulldogs' postseason hopes. I'm particularly looking at 3 juniors in the lineup that I hope step up and take on that mantle of leadership. The first one is Daniel Renshaw at 220. He was in the varsity lineup last year, had a very good season. He placed in the Fresh Soft State Tournament. And so if he could win about 75-80% of his matches for the Bulldogs, I think that would be a big boost to this lineup. Also from the junior class, I'm looking at Gage Granadino for taking a big step this year. Been in the varsity lineup a lot, has a lot of varsity wins, has just come up short, dropping some close matches to high-quality opponents. So if he could kind of turn those results over and get those big wins, that will be a shot in the arm to the Bulldogs as well. And finally, the last junior I'm looking at to make a big improvement is Peyton Ragona at 106. He was a little undersized at 106 as a freshman and sophomore, but now he's grown into the weight class. And if he can win about 2/3 of his matches, those are big points that the Bulldogs didn't have in the past at 106. So hopefully those 3 juniors, along with the rest of the junior class, can step up and show more consistency in their performance. And if they do that, the Bulldogs are going to have a very good season. So the Bulldogs started their competition season in December. They started at the Hinsdale South tournament, where they took 3rd as a team behind 2 3A schools, so it was a great way to start the year. They've wrestled a lot of non-conference duels in the past 2 weeks. They're competing every couple of days it seems like. And after this meet, they will move on to the Mascuda individual tournament, their second of their 4 varsity tournaments this season. It looks like Coach Ledden's done talking to his team, and they're going to make their way mat side for the captain's coin flip and the national anthem.
All right, we're going to get started here tonight. Again, welcome to our duel. Mahomet-Seymour taking on Clinton. We're going to start with our national anthem, Amanda Williams.
Okay, and we are starting off the meet at 132. Junior Caleb Dowers will represent the Bulldogs. As the captains come out now for the coin toss. Captains once again are senior heavyweight Seth Buchanan, senior 145-pounder Chance Decker, and junior 220-pounder Daniel Renshaw. This is the first home meet for the Bulldogs and only home meet in December. After the new year, they have some duels here on Saturday, January 4th, where they'll see more non-conference opponents. They'll kick off their Apollo Conference schedule in earnest in January. Looks like the captains have made their choices. The Bulldogs go back to the team huddle where they'll break Caleb Dowers out. Looking at the Clinton lineup, 132 should be Deegan Eveland for the Clinton Maroons. Caleb Dowers is 6-7 on the year. He's split time in the varsity lineup with Braden Heinold. Braden Heinold is the regular varsity starter who is out tonight, so Caleb Dowers stepping into the starting lineup. Dowers wrestled as a freshman, but not as a sophomore, and now he's back in the room as a junior. And things get underway in this first home meet for the Bulldogs. Dowers ties up to a high crotch. He's got a deep shot, but Eveland has that neck wrench. Dowers eventually drives him off the mat. So nice inside control by Dowers, opens the window and shoots that high crotch. Now Eveland tries to shoot but didn't really clear the arms. Dowers has an underhook and pretty good head position there. He almost gives up the underhook. Eveland has a wrist tied up. Oh, Eveland has the arms tied up and trips to get 2 on the edge. So it looks like Eveland is pretty comfortable in the upper body stuff. Dowers really maybe shouldn't stick around in the tie and should try to get underneath and attack more. Dowers tries to switch off the whistle, but Eveland catches the arm and follows. Pulls Dowers back on top of him though. Dowers is in decent position. He just has to keep his balance and fight for hands. There he turns into Eveland and spins around for the 2-point reversal. So it's 2-2 here with about a minute to go here in the first period. Dowers has a deep half and a wrist, trying to mills, but Eveland gets to his feet. Dowers, nice mat return. Dowers is on the edge, trying to work that mills half. Now he's in a spiral ride. Dowers keeping good pressure forward. Eveland really can't get up. Eveland tries to roll out. And both wrestlers go out of bounds. 34 seconds left in this first period, the opening match of this dual meet between the Bulldogs and the Clinton Maroons. All knotted up at 2-2. Dowers tries a chop and Eveland tripods. Tries to roll, but Caleb Dowers is following pretty well. He needs to try and get behind the arms here. There he goes. He's behind the arms and he's back in position. So Dowers riding pretty well here. Eveland does get to his feet. Dowers tries to bring him back down and then go right for the mills. That's some good wrestling there. But Eveland pops back up, gets hand control. 3 seconds left. They're on the edge of the mat. He can't give up the point. Good job by Dowers to avoid giving up the escape there at the end of the first period. Match is 2-2. Dowers will defer to Eveland. Eveland takes neutral. So Dowers once again with that inside control. Oh, and Eveland with a nice duck. Did not see that in the first period. The leg is in now. Dowers really needs to try and rip that crossface off. He does. He's back on his base. He hips down and now he's trying to dig that leg out. Oh, banana splits by Eveland. He's got a 1 count. There's the 2 count. So it looked like Eveland just needed that first period to warm up. And 3 back points for Eveland, but an escape for Dowers. Dowers in on a fireman's, comes around the waist, and he's got the leg split, but he can't hold Eveland on his back. A minute to go in this second period, and it's 7-5 Eveland. Dowers really needs to get on his toes. Get around behind. Dowers trying to bury that mills half, but Eveland has his wrist, and Eveland tries to switch. Dowers in on a head outside single position. Oh, now it's a crossface for Eveland, and he steps over the ankle for 2. So Eveland back in the ride. He's got the leg in, the crossface, but can't turn Dowers. Dowers really needs... Oh. Dowers is in a tight spot here. Not a good spot. He's given up back points. 15 seconds to go in this second period. It's 9-5 Eveland. Oh, and Eveland buries the half, and he's got the legs in. This should be a fall with 6 seconds left in the second period. So the Clinton Maroons are going to go up 6-0 on the Bulldogs. Was a good first period by Caleb Dowers, but then once Eveland got on top, he went to work with those legs. So at 1:38, sophomore Logan Petro will come out. He will be wrestling Trevor Willis from Clinton. Both wrestlers look long and lanky, so this could be a scramble match with a lot of legs being thrown in. Oh, and Petro locks up a half cradle off the whistle, but only ends up getting the takedown. Petro, there are the legs in for Petro. Oh, the legs slipped out. He doesn't have that left leg in quite yet. There he gets it in, but it's not very tight. He's got the half, and he's getting back points. Petro needs to really get his hips down, get that far toe in the mat, put pressure on Willis. But he gets the 3-point near fall to go up 5-0. 1:15 left in this first period, and Petro's going for more. He's alternating between a crossface and a half, but he's got the leg Turk in also. He needs to try and elevate that leg Turk. Now he's got a butcher with the leg Turk. Kind of an awkward position. I don't think he'll pin Willis here. But he is racking up the points. He's well on his way to a major decision, maybe even a tech fall. Another 2 for Petro, and it's 7-0 with 30 seconds left in the match, and he buries the half. He's driving Willis over. He needs to drop his chest a little more. He needs to drop his chest and get off Willis's leg. Willis has the leg hooked. I doubt Petro can pin him here in the last 16 seconds, unless he readjusts. He's trying to stretch the arm now. Willis gets to his belly, but that's 3 more back points for Logan Petro. Good period by Petro, multiple turns there. He's up 10-0 going into the second period. Petro will choose down. Let's see if Logan can have a good first move off the whistle. Not bad. It looked like he tried to attempt a knee slide or a knee or an outside leg stand up, but Willis catches the ankle, and Petro reaches back and throws Willis's leg in, and a potentially dangerous call. So Petro kind of put himself in that position. He shouldn't have reached back for that leg. He should always be looking for the hand and trying to move forward when he's on bottom. Now he tries to reach back for a half stand-up, half switch. We're in a scramble position here. Petro's got to elevate the leg. He gets his opponent's foot off the mat. There he goes. Willis is bunched up, so Petro throws in the cradle. He's got the near side, driving with his head. Let's see if he can step over that left leg of Willis and drive it to his head. Nope, Willis breaks the cradle, but Petro gets the reversal. It is 12-0 with 1:12 left here in the second period. Petro looking for the legs. The next 3-point near fall will be a tech fall. So Petro really needs to lock up something tight to try and get the fall for the Bulldogs. He's got both legs in and now a half. Stretching him out. Now he needs to shimmy his hips on top. Oh, and he let the legs fall out. Oh, but he gets the 3-point near fall before Willis gets the 2-point reversal, and that is a 5-point tech fall for the Bulldogs. So the Bulldogs answer back with a bonus point win, but they are still down 6-5 to the Clinton Maroons after 2 matches. At 1:45, the Maroons have a forfeit, and it looks like it will not be Chance Decker taking the forfeit. It looks like it'll be Mason Kissling, freshman, to take the forfeit for the Bulldogs. So the Bulldogs are going to be up 12-5 after the 145-pound match, or after Mason Kissling gets his hand raised. Sorry, 11-6 after the forfeit. And now junior Peyton Myers will wrestle for the Bulldogs against Wes Harold from the Clinton Maroons. One-arm shot and then to a hip toss, but he doesn't quite have the head. Myers is not in a good position here. Harold is able to wrangle Myers down and get the 2. So that is always, Myers is a very athletic kid with a lot of energy, and you just have to get him to channel it to usable wrestling moves. And he shot that first shot, got a little extended. He only shot with one arm and then tried to go with the hip toss, just couldn't step through and get it. So Myers down 2-0. Tries a roll, gets to his feet, looking for hands. Oh, but Harold with a great mat return. Harold now has a Mills, surfboards it over. Scramble situation here. Myers using that athleticism to stay off his back. Getting to his feet, working for hand control. I like that, but can't get the escape as they go off the mat. So 1:14 left in this first period. Lots of action, but only a 2-0 lead for Harold. Concerned about Myers' condition there after falling on the hardwood floor. Myers tripods up to roll, but his leg's caught. Harold gets the leg in, but he's a little off balance. Myers gets to his feet, works for hand control, but returned by Harold. Myers almost rolling to his back for Harold, and he's giving up back points. Scramble though, Myers got to get his hips out. He might get the escape here. So 3 near fall for Harold. 2 reversal for Myers. 35 seconds left in this first period. I have a feeling there's still going to be some fireworks in this match, the way these two are rolling around. And we will have a blood time. So Myers, once again, you see the athleticism, fighting off his back, pretty explosive movements out there. He just gets a little wild at times and can sometimes get caught, as you saw when he was turned there and gave up the 3 back points. So let's see if the coaching staff can get Peyton Myers settled down a little bit, locked into a couple moves to focus on, and see if he can come back in this match. The Bulldogs are up 11-6 over the Clinton Maroons. The Bulldogs have a forfeit and a tech fall from Logan Petro at 138 pounds. The Clinton Maroons got a pin at 132. "35 seconds left to go in this first period. Harold gets to his feet. Good hand control. That was a nice stand-up, and he gets the escape. So it's 6-2. Myers going to work. Oh, and throws Harold to his back, but it doesn't stick. Harold's pretty athletic himself and rolls Myers over, gets the 2 points, and is getting back points. So Myers could not secure the takedown off the overarm throw, gets rolled, gives up a takedown and back points, and it is 10-2 Harold with 14 seconds to go in this first period. Myers in a half sit-out position here, but Harold putting a lot of pressure forward, and he's looking for that far side cradle. 2 seconds left, though. Harold looks like he has the athleticism to match Myers, so Peyton's really going to have to focus in on hitting good, solid moves if he's going to come back in this match. But you saw Myers there. He had kind of a double overarm, double overhook throw that he tried there. So this match is not over for Peyton. He's down 10-2 at the start of the second period. And now he almost needs one of those big moves to climb back into this match. Looks like the blood's cleaned up. Red chooses down. Harold had a really good stand-up from bottom last time. Let's see if Peyton can stop his first move and get him flat. Harold gets to his feet, hand control. Oh, but can't quite get out. Stands up for a second time and gets the escape. Myers takes a long shot, and now Harold has an underhook and tries to reach for the single, but Myers throws that overhook throw again, gets the legs in. They're rolling around, and Myers is going to give up the takedown again. He could just not stop Harold's momentum on that throw. Man, Myers has had that throw twice. Had Harold on his back, but couldn't stop the momentum and keep him there. So Harold is up 13-2. A minute 19 left in the second period as they go out of bounds. Man, Myers has had his opportunities to trap Harold on his back. Myers tries that roll again, but can't clear his left leg. But he does a nice job getting to his feet, getting hand control, but that is nice wrestling by Harold, getting in on the single. He needs to push on the head. Myers tries to step over a leg. Oh, and he gets Harold on his back. This is what I'm talking about. Peyton Myers could throw stuff from anywhere with that athleticism. He trips Harold to his back. He's down 13-2 and gets the fall. A 6-pointer for the Bulldogs. Those are the kind of crazy things that happen in Peyton Myers matches. Wow. A fall for the Bulldogs. They are up 17-6 now. Harold was well on his way to at least a major decision, if not a tech fall. And Myers didn't even really have a cow catcher position, but steps over the leg and gets the fall. Wow. So 17-6 going into the 160-pound match. This is junior Gage Granadino for the Bulldogs. He is wrestling Caden McCormick from Clinton. So Gage is a good athlete himself, a solid wrestler in all three positions. Ooh, and a stalling call already on the Clinton wrestler. Gage gets in on a double leg, drives McCormick back and covers for two. Gage is gonna cut here. He cuts McCormick, so it's 2-1 now. Let's see if Gage can keep this aggressiveness up on his feet. This is one area where I think Gage can improve, just keep taking shots, and he gets a nice single leg, comes to his feet, and converts there. Gage gets the leg in, and he does things right on top with the leg in. He's very physical. He punishes the bottom wrestler. And getting back points from just kind of driving forward and throwing his hips over. Now Gage is going to sink the half and try and shimmy his hips on top a little bit, and this should be a fall for the Bulldogs. So back-to-back 6-pointers for the Bulldogs. First, Peyton Myers at 152, and now Gage Granadino at 160. I love the aggressiveness on his feet there from Gage Granadino. And he gets another 6 points for the Bulldogs, and they're up 23-6, going into 170 pounds. This is Caden Sloat for the Clinton Maroons and junior Hayden Nelson for the Bulldogs. All bonus point wins here for the Bulldogs. They have a tech fall, a forfeit, and 2 pins. Hayden Nelson gets inside control, tries a fireman's to a carry, but can't quite convert. Hayden is giving up a little weight here. Oh, but he drags out of that front headlock nicely. So his initial shot was stopped. He got in the front headlock position, but drags out of it. And now he's got a nice spiral ride to a wrist. Less than a minute 30 left in this first period. Hayden Nelson from the Bulldogs up 2-0. He's got the wrist. He could put a little more forward pressure probably. He does that spiral ride really well. Should go back to that spiral. He's a little high. He needs to get his feet on the mat. He tries to bury a half. He's going to try the Mills half from the knees. But he gives up his arm, and Sloat's able to stand up and get the escape. 2-1. Less than a minute in the first period. Hayden Nelson tries a snap to a front headlock, but Sloat is able to get in on the single, and Hayden Nelson's on his butt, and Sloat's able to convert that single leg. So Hayden has given up some weight, probably some strength. He really needs to be smart about using his tie-ups. I liked him attacking quickly out of the tie-up at the opening of the match. Hayden looks like he has hand control. He just needs to keep moving, try and get his knees underneath him. Slide that knee forward. If he could slide his left knee forward, he'd be in good position. There, he gets it forward, but he gives up the arm to the meat grinder to Sloat. Hayden has struggled on bottom in the past, so it'll be interesting to see if the coaching staff puts him down or puts him neutral. They'll make the decision right away, and Ledden goes down. Coach Ledden telling Hayden Nelson to go down. Nelson is down 3-2 in the match at the start of the second period. Oh, a nice knee slide, but can't get to his feet. His arm got trapped by Sloat. He was a little off balance, couldn't quite get all the way to his feet. There, Hayden gets hand control, trying to get to his feet again, but he's giving up that left wrist to Sloat. He's pulling the hand off the belly, but he cannot keep that left hand out of danger when he comes to that stand-up. Hayden gets the base built back up. He's in decent position here. He's to his feet now. Sloat tries a front trip. Oh, I think that's just the weight difference there. Sloat is just a little bigger, a little stronger, and could just drag Hayden Nelson down once he got to his feet. A minute 7 left here in the second period. Hayden Nelson down 3-2. Nelson chose down to start this period. Good crossface by Sloat, looking for the far side cradle. Hayden Nelson really can't let him lock his hands, but he does. Gets it to his back. There's 45 seconds left in this second period, but Nelson is able to break the hands. Let's see if he could drag out again. He's drug out of this position once. He tries to reach for the fireman's. He does not have his escape yet, and Sloat's looking for that cradle again. Nelson just needs to circle and face and get his one instead of driving in there. Oh, he's not even going to get the escape. So Sloat gets back points. It is 6-2 now with 12 seconds left to go in this first period. Oh, and he's crunching up the cradle again. Hayden's on the edge and can't break the hands. This is dangerous. Short time, 3 seconds left. Oh, and the fall. 1 second showing on the clock. Hayden Nelson gives up the fall. Man, he just could not waste time there on bottom. He's giving up a lot of weight and strength. And when he couldn't get out, he got in those bad cradle situations. So the Clinton Maroons had 6 points. It's 23-12 now. Freshman Colton Crowley will take the mat for the Bulldogs. But he has a forfeit, and it looks like freshman Caden Harms will take the forfeit at 195. The Bulldogs quickly add 12 points to their team score. It's 35-12 after those 2 consecutive forfeits. And now junior and captain Daniel Renshaw will take the mat at 220. His opponent is Brett Reeves from Clinton. Daniel Renshaw, one of the juniors that I highlighted at the beginning of the broadcast, looking for him to be more consistent in his performances, because I think once he gets more consistent, that's going to help the Bulldogs as a team become more consistent. Daniel was a state place winner in the Fresh Soft State Series, but he's in trouble here, giving his head up to Reeves, but both wrestlers will go off the mat. So oftentimes those place winners at the Fresh Soft State Series are state qualifiers and state place winners as upperclassmen, and so I hope that Daniel is on that trajectory. Daniel's got an underhook and head position. See if he could turn it into something. He loses the head position, trying to get it back. He's got double unders. Oh, and there's a headlock by Reeves, but it doesn't look tight. Oh, but he does get Renshaw over. He's given up the 2 and back points. And they go off the mat. But only 2 back points, not 3. So 4-0 Reeves. Renshaw will start down. So now Daniel knows Reeves is a thrower and cannot stay in those tie-up situations. Well, Reeves looking tough on top, right away with the breakdown. Looking to thread the needle. Man, Daniel is not a small kid, and Reeves is kind of having his way with him at the moment. So Reeves showing some good strength. All right, 30 seconds left. Let's see if Renshaw can reset here and get his base underneath him. 4-0 Reeves from Clinton over Renshaw from Mahomet. There, Daniel's in a tripod. Oh, Reeves tries that inside, tries to lock up that inside leg roll, but Daniel just goes flat. Wow, that was a very good period for Reeves. Renshaw has some work to do. Renshaw defers. Reeves takes down. So if Renshaw is gonna make some progress here, it's gonna be on top. Top is probably his best position. Hopefully Daniel can get the legs in and get some back points or a fall. Get back in this match or end this match. Good spiral ride to the wrist there by Renshaw, but he's got a little bit too in front, and Reeves sits right to a switch and comes around to cover for 2. 6-0 Reeves over Renshaw in the second period. There, Renshaw gets his knees underneath him. Now he's got to look for that hand control. Oh, he sits into Reeves. Reeves is off to the side. This is dangerous for Reeves. Renshaw swims and gets the reversal. First points for Renshaw. It's 6-2 with 1:15 left here in the second period. Daniel looks like he's trying to work a half. Reeves has his base underneath him. Renshaw's trying to break him down, and the leg comes in off the claw and the spiral. Oh, this is where Daniel wants to be, but they are off the edge of the mat. So let's see if Renshaw can get both legs in and get to that power half. Still 49 seconds left to go in this second period. Renshaw down 6-2. Still plenty of match left. Renshaw almost locks up the far side cradle, but he's too far in front. This is not a good position. And Reeves rolls through with the Granby, but doesn't have the reversal yet. He's trying to swim for the head, and he gets the head. And Renshaw has just given up the reversal. No back points. Renshaw's in a decent position to get back up. Reeves gets the reversal to add to his lead. It's 8-2, second period. Looks like Reeves will be content just to ride out this period. It's Renshaw's choice. I don't know what you do if you're the coaching staff. Neutral or down? Renshaw chooses down. Reeves chops forward, but Renshaw gets his knees under him quickly. Reeves looks like he might be trying for a wing, then switches to a half. Renshaw's got a hand, but he's given up the wing on the left side. He's got his knees underneath him. He needs to get his head up. Reeves gets off to the side. That should give Daniel a chance to get his knees up, but Reeves covers the hips again and breaks him down. Renshaw's running out of time. It's an 8-2 lead for Reeves with 1:10 left here in the third period. Oh, Renshaw creates a scramble situation by hipping into Reeves, gets on top, and then a vicious crossface, but lets Reeves get to his knees. Daniel is just not putting enough pressure forward, and he's getting way too high on his opponent when he's in the top position. He needs to stay back a little more. Reeves is up 9-4 with 43 seconds left. Renshaw trying to work for something on his feet, takes a long shot to the far leg. Reeves is in a position here to counter, but it looks, instead of stuffing the head and spinning around, he tries a throw. Renshaw is not in a good position here. He needs to keep trying to face. Daniel loses his base, and Reeves will scramble around for 2. Well, Reeves could get a major decision now. It's 11-4, so a 7-point difference with 12 seconds left. Renshaw cannot give up any more points here. The Maroons get another win, a 3-point decision. It'll be 35-15. Bulldogs still in the lead. And now it is senior heavyweight and captain Seth Buchanan. Seth at one point was ranked 5th in the state in 2A. Many people probably see his name on that ranking list and wonder where the heck he came from. That's a good question. Seth spent 2 years behind All-Staters Ben Stahl and David Griffith. He got his chance to start last year and then was probably in the toughest regional in the state and couldn't make it out of the regional. Seth is very active, tries a lot of moves. He usually has a size and strength advantage over his opponents. He's wrestling Isaac Webb from Clinton, and Webb's able to get underneath Seth and take him down. Webb has a half now. Seth is able to get to his feet, working on the hands. This could be a stalling call. There it is. But Seth gets the escape. So the escape point and the stalling call. All right, let's see if Seth can settle down. Tries that shuck or slide by. An arm drag attempt there from Seth. Oh, nice. Nice slide by to a single, and then he tries to go to the double but can't convert. But Webb was, oh my gosh. So Seth had a single there. I think he should have stayed with the single and tried to finish the single with maybe a dump. There's the slide by again. He drops to the single. Now he gets the double and he puts Webb on his back. 20 seconds left. Seth needs to pick up the head. And he gets the fall. Another 6-pointer for the Bulldogs. They are up 41-15 now. So 5th ranked Seth Buchanan gets the fall. Yeah, Seth in his regional last year had the state champion, who now wrestles heavyweight for the Illini. The state runner-up, who is a Wisconsin commit at heavyweight, and then another state place winner. So Seth hopefully gets his chance to shine in the postseason this year. Peyton Ragona will wrestle 106 for the Bulldogs. This is his 3rd year at 106. He's always a pretty aggressive wrestler. So let's see if he can keep that aggression, but stay under control and hit some good moves. Take shots from close distances. Peyton gets snapped down into a front headlock and gives up his ankle pretty easily. That should be 2 for the Clinton wrestler. This wrestler is Isaiah Reynolds from Clinton. Oh, Reynolds has a tilt, and Peyton's giving up back points. He's trying to peel that hand. He needs to peel the hand off. He's given up the 3 back points, and it's quickly 5-0 Reynolds. Regona in a sit-out position, working for a hand, but Reynolds still has that wrist. Peyton needs to get that wrist back before he can do anything. Regona is one of these juniors in the lineup that needs to be more consistent in his performance for the Bulldogs to be consistent as a team. .35 seconds left. Peyton Regona down 5-0. He gets that sit-out position, but just flips back to his base. Doesn't have really any hand control. Reynolds sneaks a leg in. Regona tries to hip in and dig that leg out. 10 seconds left. Looks like Reynolds is content to just try and hold on and ride this period out. So 5-0, Regona's down. He defers. Reynolds takes down. The Bulldogs are up 41-15. Lots of bonus points in this dual meet from both teams. Regona has wrist control, but Reynolds is able to step up, but can't quite get out. Good job following there by Regona, not giving up on that position. Regona looks like he has a 2-on-1, wrist control, but Reynolds is able to break it. Does a nice stand up and get out. Oh, Regona loses his balance there. Sometimes Regona gets a little ahead of himself, and you saw it there. He lost his balance on the edge. Let's see if he can set up and take a controlled shot. Reynolds right off the whistle on a low single. Regona was not ready for that. It is 8-0, major decision territory here for Reynolds. Reynolds is a little sloppy on top. His hips are off to the side, even though he's trying the power half. Regona gets cross-faced, but doesn't go to his back. Reynolds still has a good crossface. And it looks like he's switching to a power half. Regona gets his hips up. That's a good start. He's got to try and shake his hips. Reynolds is not. Oh, he's getting back points. Wow, it looked like Reynolds is going to fall off the top and ends up getting back points here at the end of the second period. 20 seconds left. Three more back points, and it is 11-0 Reynolds after 2 periods. While Clinton is giving up a lot of forfeits in this meet, but everyone they've sent on the mat has been solid. This is one thing I've noticed the past couple years. Clinton's just had solid to good wrestlers almost at every weight. And if they weren't giving up so many forfeits to the Bulldogs tonight, the Bulldogs might be in trouble. Peyton Ragona chooses neutral. Down 11-0, so he's giving up the major decision. Let's see if he can find a shot, generate some points. He gets in that tight collar tie. When he gets in that tight collar tie, he really can't generate any offense and then gets snapped down by Reynolds. Reynolds drags by and gets 2 more. 13-0 Reynolds. Ragona in danger of giving up a tech fall here. One thing that I would suggest for Peyton to work on, definitely on his feet, is trying to find a different tie other than the collar tie. Peyton grabs that head and gets himself trapped, and then he just kind of reaches for a leg and hopes. And against Reynolds, Reynolds has snapped him down and been able to spin around. So if I were Peyton, maybe I'd stay outside the tie, look to pop the elbows and get in on those legs. Reynolds up 13-0 here in the 3rd period. Ragona is in a sit-out position, working for hand control. Reynolds looked like he might be going for a tilt or a cradle there off that position. Ragona gets a stall warning. 30 seconds left. Let's see if Peyton can score some points. If I were the Clinton coaches, I might think about cutting Peyton and trying to get a couple takedowns to get the tech fall. Oh, Peyton tries to sit out, but Reynolds gets a suck back. He's going to get his 2 back points and get the tech fall. The Maroons get another bonus point win. The Bulldogs still lead 41-20. And I believe the Bulldogs have another forfeit at 113. Junior Adam Pilashevsky will get a forfeit. After Adam gets his hand raised, the Bulldogs will be up 47-20 with just a few matches left. 2 matches left. Sophomore Caden Grove will wrestle for the Bulldogs at 120 pounds. That was the 3rd forfeit given up by the Clinton Maroons. Clinton wrestler is Tyler Fair, who's in on a shot right away and takes down Grove. Grove is working for hand control, which is good. Keeping his base and knees underneath him. He should be able to step up to his feet. Taylor pulls him back on top of him. Grove fighting for hand control again. Good to see. His knees are underneath him still. Grove has stayed in decent position on bottom. Fair looking for a cradle. He can't let, Caden Grove cannot let Fair lock his hands, but he's got him locked, and he takes it, a suicide cradle. I don't think he'll pin Grove from this position. Grove has his arm kind of draped over Fair's head. Grove gives up 3 back points. He's now down 5-0 to Fair. But Grove gets hand control and gets the escape. 5-1 now. Grove shoots with his arms wide. Fair catches the arm and just whips over Grove. This is not good. This looks like an imminent fall, and there it is. So it is 26-47. Bulldogs are still in the lead. And it looks like the Maroons might also forfeit 126 pounds. So that concludes the varsity dual meet. Freshman Theo Ratliff will go out and take the Final forfeit for the for the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs win this meet 53-26. But before we conclude tonight's coverage, we'll get some JV matches here. Caden Hatton at 106, a freshman. Looks like he'll get a match tonight. So this is an exhibition junior varsity match. The Bulldogs have won the varsity meet 53-26. The Clinton Maroons gave up a lot of points and forfeits. I have 5 forfeits. So that was 30 points. So Coach Ledden can't be too happy about that. If you subtract those forfeits out, the Clinton Maroons have won this meet. This is a JV 106-pound match. Caden Hatton gets a quick takedown, cuts his opponent for the escape. He gets in on a single leg, high post, comes out the back door, still scrambling in that single leg position, can't convert. Clinton wrestler trying to stuff the head and spin around, but Hatton keeps attacking the legs, keeps driving in. He's got the single, comes to his feet. Hatton reaches across, gets the far ankle. Oh, can't keep it though. I like that Hatton has his hand planted on the mat. He lets go of the leg and tries to hook the near leg. Hatton really just needs to drive across for a second there. He finally gets a little half duck under position to get the 2-point takedown. 4-1 Caden Hatton for the Bulldogs. He goes right to a wing. Might have a double chicken wing. He does. Hatton trying to sit on his butt, drive the Maroon wrestler's shoulders to the mat. And a potentially dangerous call. Or was that a fall? Caden Hatton gets the fall at 106 pounds with 34 seconds left in the first period. I believe we will have a second exhibition match. Mason Kissling, 145-pounder for the Bulldogs. We'll get a JV match tonight. Oh, and there's a hip toss attempt by the Clinton wrestler. Kissling's able to pop his head out. He's in a good position. He needs to keep his opponent in bounds and backtrip. Looks like he's trying to lift, but circles around front and gives up his leg. Oh, now he's going to give up the takedown on the edge of the mat. No, nothing yet, nothing yet. They're still scrambling. Kissling gets in on a single, but then gives it up and gives up a neck wrench position and gets thrown to his back. So Kissling is on his back, 1:13 left in this first period, and gives up the fall. You know, I think the message Coach Ledden will give to his team will be, we won on the scoreboard, especially in the varsity meet at 53-26, but we got out-wrestled in a lot of the matches and gave up a lot of bonus points. And if we didn't have those forfeits, we would have been in trouble. So definitely a lot to work on for the Bulldogs in the next couple practices. Braden Bone, a junior, backup 220/heavyweight, will get a match tonight. Braden Bone gives up the inside tie off the whistle. But he's got an underhook on the far side. Both wrestlers looking for an opening. Braden with an attempted snap down. Both wrestlers are pretty tight against the head. Maybe Bone can hit a slide by, but reaches for a single. Shot attempt by the Clinton wrestler. Both wrestlers. Oh, Bone has the duck under, but he's also giving up the hip toss. Can't quite get it. The Clinton wrestlers, they look for the throw. They look for that hip toss. Bone had the opportunity to duck under that arm and I think go behind, but couldn't quite slip his head out. 35 seconds left in the first period. Shot by the Clinton wrestler. Bone needs to get his legs back, but he sits to his hip and gives up the takedown. Looked like Bone initially on that shot had the opportunity to sprawl and get his hips on his opponent, but couldn't quite do it quick enough. Bone needs to peel that crossface off. Peel it off and put that hand on the other side of his head. Needs to peel off the crossface, but time expires in the first period. Clinton defers. Coach Heller tells Braden Bone to choose down. Bone tries an outside step, but gets chopped down. It was a good first move, just didn't turn his body. He needs to turn his body to the right a little more there. I think it was an outside stand-up attempt. Maybe he was attempting a knee slide. Either way, he needs to go to the corner of the mat. So Bone trying to get that outside leg up. There he goes. Now he needs to fight for hand control. Oh, this is not a good position for Bone yet. He should not force that. Bone, instead of turning into his opponent, needs to be looking to go up and away. Big crossface there from the Clinton wrestler. Bone looks like he should be able to move from this position. Once he gets to his base, he just needs to try and step up and work for that hand control. 50 seconds left in the second period. This is a JV 220-pound match. The varsity match is concluded. The Bulldogs won 53-26. Bone is in trouble of getting crossface cradled here. He needs to try and peel the crossface off. Looks like he's got the crossface peeled off, but doesn't keep a hold of the hand. Man, Bone is being cross-faced a lot in this match. Bone should be able to roll that wrist, roll his thumb down and get that wrist back and come to that stand-up. Tries inside stand-up. Just got to be a little faster getting that second leg. He gets the first step, but he can't get the second step and get to his feet. Clinton will choose down. Braden Bone for Mahomet down 2-0. We've not seen Braden Bone on top, so maybe he can get a turn, get his near fall, or even end this match. Bone drives forward but can't get it. Clinton wrestler broken down. Then he gets the wrist. All right, Bone needs to come under the arms with both hands. There he goes. He's got both wrists now and needs to drive forward. Now this is something to work with for Braden Bone. Looking for a power half. Bone needs to get him flat and then go right to a pinning combination here. Less than a minute 30 left in the match, and he's down 2-0. Bone gets the half in. On the edge of the mat. You probably should throw the half in on the other side to drive him back in bounds. He's going to drive him out of bounds here with the half on the left side. A stall call for red. Bone needs to figure out how to get the action back in the center of the mat here. He is just wasting time on the edge of the mat here. If I were Bone, I'd just shuffle my feet out of bounds so we could start in the middle, and now there's the restart. But only 36 seconds left, and Braden Bone is down 2-0. This is a JV 220-pound match. Bone doesn't really have much of a breakdown on the whistle. Clinton Wrestler stands up. Bone still has a single leg. Can he drop his hips and lift straight to the back? Oh, Clinton Wrestler just chest locks him. Throws Braden down, Bone to his knees, and then circles around for the 2-point reversal. 15 seconds left in this match. Braden Bone down 4-0. All right, it looks like there will be one more JV match. Stevie Pogue from Mahomet will take the mat. So Clinton gave up 5 forfeits, and they have backups, a couple backups at the heavier weights. That's got to be frustrating to have wrestlers, but just not in the weights that you need them. Stevie Pogue is a sophomore, I believe. Did not wrestle this year, or did not wrestle last year and came out this year. Stevie Pogue moves forward off the whistle. Gets the collar tie. He's staying in inside control, moving forward. These Clinton wrestlers like to hip toss, though. I'd be careful if I was Stevie here. Stevie's still moving forward, but gives up the single leg. It looks like Stevie was trying the hip toss, but gets the leg back, gets to a front headlock. He's trying to drag his opponent forward into the mat so he can spin around. He needs to drag him forward to the mat. Oh, Stevie gets the 2, picks up the near ankle, and drives his opponent flat. Stevie now looking for a half. Almost a minute down in this first period. This is a heavyweight JV match. Stevie Pogue wrestling for the Bulldogs. Pogue working the near side half, I think. There's a stall call on the Clinton wrestler. Pogue can't quite get under the, tries a near side cradle. Not a bad idea, but he got around too far in front and is giving up that leg. If I were Stevie, I'd just push the head down and spin back around behind, which he does. Nice job there. So they will reset in the middle of the mat with 14 seconds left to go in this first period. Left. Looks like Stevie Pogue gave up a point for maybe grabbing the headgear. So it's 2-1, Stevie Pogue on top, on the mat and in the match. Near side ankle breakdown again. Time expires in the first period. Pogue up 2-1. Pogue. It's Pogue's choice. Coach Ledden tells him to choose top. Guessing that near ankle breakdown is coming. Tries the chop. Hop side and is looking for that near ankle, but is able to catch both knees and just drive forward. He's got the half now. He shouldn't have given up on that. He should have pushed his hands to his opponent's left side of the head there. He tries a half on the other side now, and Pogue's going to get him over. And looks like Pogue is settling in here, reverses the half, picks up the far arm. The bench cheering for Stevie Pogue, and that's a fall. So the JV heavyweight match ends. A fall for Stevie Pogue. The Bulldogs win the varsity meet. Just to recap, the Bulldogs win the varsity meet 53-26 over the Clinton Maroons. Next, the Bulldogs will go to the Mascoutah tournament on the varsity level. And then they will go to the Granite City tournament after that. So 2 individual tournaments coming up for the Bulldogs before they resume their dual meet schedule. They will be back at home on January 4th for a quad. Bulldogs, definitely some bright spots, but definitely some rough patches as well. The Clinton Maroons gave up 5 forfeits that gave the Bulldogs their big lead. So that concludes our coverage tonight, but before we go, I'd like to thank our sponsors once again. Subway of Mahomet, Busey Bank, Jackson Construction and Restoration, Express Employment Professionals, D1 Networks, Christie Clinic, McDonald's of Mahomet, First State Bank of Forest, Classic Plumbing Systems, and Bill Smith Auto. So once again, the Bulldogs win 53-26 over the Clinton Maroons, and that concludes our coverage on Bulldog TV. Have a good night.